It is Friday, the 8th of April, 2022. A couple things concerning yesterday's audio, video, and we're going to have a new name. At the bottom Peter kid, or at the bottom Peter Pit, my kid was right. Quit arguing about whether it's a video or an audio. Why don't you just call it a podcast? Well, son of a bitch, that's exactly what it is. So from this point forward, we'll talk about the daily podcasts. Lieutenant Commander McHale, I think you can agree with us. No more in between videos and audios. Podcast is the words. Concerning yesterday's podcast, very possible I misunderstood your comments or you misunderstood my message, but let's clarify it. Let's, as Barney would say, nip it in the bud. People, I am painfully aware that there's more than two ways for a goose to die other than the bird flu and hunters. I was being facetious. I was being sarcastic. Yes, it was my sense of dry humor, because it seems to me, no matter where I go, and it's not just a bottom Peter Pit, somebody says, hey, there was a goose that died over there in this county. Yeah, well, there was two that died over there in the eastern part of the state. Yeah, just what we thought. Bird flu, it's real. That was my whole point, people. They have no evidence, none whatsoever. They can't even obtain definitive evidence using the RT-PCR test. Yet, because it's been put in their mind, bird flu, that's why we got to kill all your chickens and turkeys, and don't be buying eggs from unlicensed sources. That was my whole point, people. I was actually kind of making fun of the sheeple in this country that have been so programmed and set by mainstream media that has lied to us consistently for 2 years, and instantly they jump on and say, just what I thought, it's the bird flu. No, it ain't, people. Hundreds of ways for any animal to die. Not just hunters, not just bird flu, and actually not just eagles that follow the flocks. Okay, that's cleared up. Took a while. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, people, food is going to get critical. The three big railroads, big in the distribution of commodities across these United States, have base and they have premium loads. Well, guess what? Yeah, they're kind of going to sort of, at the suggestion of the administration, the Biden administration, put a little delay on grain transportation, the base loads, bulk loads. More money, don't you know, in the premium loads. The stuff that comes off the container ships on the coast, that they load onto rails, deliver to hubs, and then the hubs truck it out from there to the Walmarts, to the Lowe's, to the Home Depots. Got it to the Menards? Yeah, more money in hauling shit made overseas than there is in grain that's growing here. So just a heads up, it's going to cause delays and limitations for grain. Now, what's the takeaway there, people? Think animal feed stocks, people. Think dairy herds. The animal industry is huge. And if you can't feed the animals, you end up culling the herd, do you not? No, I got it. The local ranchers around here, they don't have railroads delivering grain hoppers full of grain to feed their animals. I hope you have enough on site to take care of the critters you have. But local ranchers, you raise them for a living also. And this local rancher, and this local rancher, and this local rancher all deliver to, say, the sales barn, and 30 head become 300, and 300 become 3,000. You see how it magnifies through the distribution channels, people? Yeah, that's where the rub is. Dairy herds, yeah, you got to feed them all the time, don't you? So you need good, continuous sources of animal feed. Do not be surprised if poultry and things like that are going to go up. But meat and pork, yeah, they should go down. Take advantage of it. Because when you flood the market with culling the herd, ain't going to be good, people. They tell me it takes 8 years, once you decimate a dairy herd, to rebuild it through the cow-calf pairing process. I ain't no expert on that, people. I just said they tell me. So if you have a problem with that 8-year figure, you got to take it up with the people that decimate and rebuild dairy herds, I guess. And 8 years, we'll see 8 years to April 2022. Jesus, that would put us up to 2030. Yeah, the agenda, where we will have nothing and we'll be so happy as pigs in shit. It won't get any better. Okay. Now, Markets will dwindle. You know they will. Markets can collapse. The dairy and meat market. I foresee a downturn in meat prices, but I see a serious uptick in dairy and cheese, people. Yeah, I've got a taste for cheese. A couple of years from now, you're going to be paying dearly for it if you can get it at all. All right, kind of speaking on the survival lines, because I told you, people, take that worthless, useless paper money or your numeric entries, your bookkeeping entries, and buy some stuff, people. Buy some stuff you need. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. You don't live very long without water. Right behind water, you need food, and you need shelter, and you need firearms and a way to defend yourself. But have you considered communications? Now, I'm afraid we're going to have a Mad Max environment. I can't see any way out of this. I wouldn't want to be in the city metro areas, but those fuckers are going to be coming out because they're going to be hungry, people, and they're going to be spreading out to the countryside far and wide from the metro areas, and they're going to be looking for your stuff. They didn't prepare, people. They lived in the wrong place. You did prepare. Now, how are you going to defend it? An army of one? You can't stay up 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So you form little associations, little groups. I'm trying to make this quick. What good are they if you can't communicate with them? You've seen these modern movies of these special forces, these SEALs and Green Berets and Delta Force. Each one has a headset. Continuous communications. And here's finally one good news for your cell phones. Yeah, because if there's a power outage, cell towers go down. You don't talk to anybody. Wi-Fi is down. You don't get any information. Your phone is a paperweight. However, have you guys ever heard of a BIVY stick? I'll spell that for you. Bravo India Victor Yankee BIVY stick. Yeah, it's a poor man's version of a satellite phone. Maybe you want to look into satellite phones, people, because they ostensibly work when everything else goes down. And the good thing about a BIVY stick, just go ahead and Google it, shop around. I'm just suggesting, no kickbacks to me. The good thing there is it works with your cell phone. Even if you don't have an SD card, even if there's no internet, Wi-Fi, no cell service, it works with your cell phone because that's where you type and text your messages from through the BIVY stick, through the satellites, and they are supposed to work when everything else goes down. Because they're solar powered. Are they not? Yeah. So who cares about the ground cell towers? You've got the Iridium low Earth orbit satellite network out there that should still be working when everything else goes down. Now, if you don't want to go satellite phone, if you don't want to go BIVY stick, what do you got for 4 people at your ranch, your farm, your community that you can communicate with? I happen to have 4 Keto-like high-powered walkie-talkies, people. Yeah. Headset voice activated. I can wear the cool Navy SEAL headset. And it's got 23 channels on the ham radio frequencies, people. And it even says on the packages, do not use these channels without a license from the FCC. You know what that means, people. Those are the channels you're going to want when shit hits the fan. And I got them. Better consider that. Just saying, come on, people. Please consider that. If you got 4 people protecting the perimeter of your farm, your area, your community, north, east, south, and west, wouldn't it be nice to be able to talk to them? Wouldn't it be nice to have a reliable, because they're not going to be able to dial you up on your cell phone number, people. Just look into it. BIVY stick, BIVY stick. Okay, speaking of, remember the other day I had America's astrophysicist on? Yep, one Neil deGrasse Tyson. Remember that guy? He was asked, he's going to tell you, he's going to answer, what about the moon landings, people? Were they faked or were they real? That's the guy, just covered him, maybe a week or so ago. Well, here's a little confession from America's astrophysicist. Won't take long, people. Bear with me. Cool intro music, huh?
Dark matter, dark energy. We don't know what dark matter is. It's 85% of the gravity of the universe is dark matter. It's something we don't know what it is. So we just call it dark matter. We don't know what. The universe has some pressure in the vacuum that's making it accelerate in its expansion against the wishes of gravity. We don't know what that is either. We call that dark energy. this sounds like we know something. We don't. I could call this Fred and Wilma, okay? It doesn't matter. We are dumb stupid about what these two things are. All right? Now, normally that's not a problem. Right? Until you look at this chart, okay? So everything we know about the universe, what we're made of, galaxies, stars, planets, that's all right here.
He's pointing to a chart he's got in his video presentation. You don't need to see it, people, because he'll bring down the percentages for you.
So, according to this chart, we are 96% stupid in the universe.
There you go, people. 96% stupid. Yet he's my mailman's hero, because he tells and believes everything he says about the 4%. Unbelievable. These are your experts, people. These are America's astrophysicists. Okay, we've also come a long way from, and I've hammered this home too. Never happened in the U.S. Oh, yeah, that's Europe. Of course it's going to happen there. Oh, that's Africa. Oh, that's a third world shithole. What do you mean South America and Cuba? Yeah, of course they're going to have problems in Venezuela. It can't happen here. Once it gets to the shores, east or west coast of the USA, it can't happen here. Well, I guess you guys had to modify that a little bit because it can, and it did happen here. So we went from it can't happen here in the U.S. to, well, it can't happen in my state because I got a red state and I got a good governor. Well, yeah, well, now I guess we're modifying it down even further. Well, it ain't going to happen in my backyard because out here we got our own water, we got our own critters, we got our own livestock and feed, and we got our own crops. People, it's going to happen here. It's going to happen, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And you guys are going to lull yourself to sleep. Well, I mean, the government, come on, why would the government do that to us? Your government people, did you see what happened yesterday? The Senate confirmed a woman to the Supreme Court. She'll probably take over Justice Breyer, I think it is, his position in the summertime time. Yeah, a woman, first black woman to the Supreme Court that doesn't know what a woman is. She may not even know herself if she's a woman or not. Just listen to this, people.
On this vote, the yeas are 53, the nays are 47, and this nomination is confirmed.
Won't bore you any longer. You hear the applause? I'm looking at the live feed here, people. It looks like a bunch of goddamn boomers and post-boomers, predominantly white, clapping that they just got selected to the Supreme Court. A major check and balance, people, of a woman that doesn't even know what a frickin' woman is. You think this is going to save you from anything? You think putting her on the Supreme Court? Oh, they'll respect my rights to property, liberty, and free speech. Think harder, people. You know what? Sleep well. They got your back. All right, people. You know what I'm going to tell you? Because, God damn, another long video. Long podcast. We're going to podcast from this point forward. I have got stuff to do.